Hey guys, I'm Lydia.
Hi, I'm Jessie.
And I'm Adam. Let's talk Hoya.
Hello everybody, 안녕.
Hola.
Hello, welcome to Let's Talk Hoya.
Podcast. So we have spooky season upon us here soon, which I know not everybody celebrates spooky season, but just getting into the spirit of coolness and different seasons coming along, we thought it'd be fun to do a little Hoya horror story. Our Hoya horror stories type of episode. So we're just gonna chat about times where things have gone wrong for us in our
Which
collections.
never happens, so it's really hard to come up with content for this episode.
Okay, who wants to kick us off?
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I will talk about the first time that I ever found like a visible pest on a plant. It was a Hoya.
It was 1994.
No, I guess I shouldn't say that
The
first
day,
visible.
the year was 1968.
The first time I found aphids on a plant.
Oh.
And I did freak out. I have talked about this on the podcast before. It was a Wayeti eye, it was a Wayeti eye.
My skin just crawled.
But I went and looked at it and I was like, what's on these leaves? And it was a bunch of like little, when I got close, like little shells of bodies. Like
That is a scary story.
exoskeletons.
Okay.
I mean, everywhere.
But I don't know if it's like because of the season right now or the time of year that it is. But on the Facebook group, like just today, I saw my third person saying, "What is this?" And it was aphids. Yeah.
I never took plants outside. So like if I had plants outside, I could see aphids. You know, it's a pretty natural thing, most pests. But this was in my house the whole time and it was like covered in them. I was like, how the hell did this happen?
Okay, my theory though is aphids come on your clothes and other bugs that are in your house. Like, so if you have like different flying type bugs,
Aphids are really kind of gross.
they look nasty.
Like the bugs, when they're their adult form, I don't think they're as gross looking. But because of the numbers of them, they're kind of gross. But when you see like a whole, like just tons of exoskeletons all over,
It looks like a burial site. It looks like a burial site almost of just like tons of little dead bodies. It's nasty. It's pretty nasty.
It's gross. I threw that Hoya away. I didn't even try to treat it. I didn't even know what it was. I just immediately saw like legs and a thorax, and I was like, "It's bugs," and I just threw it in the trash.
I just saw a post that says aphids are born pregnant. So you did a bunch of little abortions.
Wait, but how?
I have no idea.
Does that mean they're?
Well, at least it was
Does
pre,
that
not
mean their
post.
grandkids are actually their kids?
That's even worse.
Yeah, gross. Oh. Anyway,
But if you have aphids, I mean, this is not like, a pest episode, but really rinse them off.
yeah, so easy.
Yeah. And they can come back because they can like hide in the little crevices of like new leaves and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you might see them, but then just rinse them off. Like they don't burrow. They don't, they're very non-complicated, I feel like.
Yeah, but I freaked out hardcore because they're gross looking.
Yeah, I would too, actually. When you can see it, it feels more intimidating than if you can't.
But the weird
See
thing
it.
is, I didn't see any adults. It was just the carcasses, and I never saw them.
So
on
where'd they
anything.
go?
I don't know.
They're like living in your pillow, probably.
Well, yeah, or my brain.
Are you an aphid right now?
Yeah,
Is this Adam or is this
I'm
an
big
aphid that took
I'm big
over?
aphid, and I'm gonna go after.
Did you ever read
Big
the books
pesticide.
Animorphs? And there was these things
Oh,
that
I
would
never
go.
read Animorphs.
They would go into their brain and like control them.
Well, I know of Animorphs, but I don't remember that part of it.
Yeah, the whole thing they were battling was this like
Those are how predatory bugs work in the wild, though.
evil thing that would go into people's brains and control them.
Yeah, like they take over
They
bugs'
were like
brains.
Yorks or something like that. That was like the bad people.
Parasitic, that's what it is. Parasitic
Yeah.
bugs. Parasitic bugs do that in
So
actual
if
nature.
they did that to your brain, it's not even Adam we're talking to, it's the aphid.
Yeah, it's an aphid.
That's a smart aphid.
Sexy one too.
Okay.
Back to the spooky Hoya.
What about you? Oh, go.
Yeah, is that what we want? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
Spooky?
anything spooky that has happened.
That was the,
you know?
that was the first
Anything
time that I was like,
bad, whoopsies, oh no, those
Yeah.
are the vibes we're going for. That's the vibe.
Does that mean I have to go next? I have a scary story.
ooh, it's show and tell.
Once upon a time, somebody on Instagram called Teeny Tiny Jungle was kind enough to mail me a
Nick?
cutting of their Hoya, and I was like, I will guard this with my life. And I gave it to Adam, and he rooted it and
Grew
established
it
it
and became beautiful.
Trellised it.
and gave it to me. Very, very mature, very, very established, very, very hot to go. And it turned into a
You know what though? Okay, I'm
No.
slightly impressed because that photo is on your feed, Jesse, and it looks really exactly the same as that picture on your feed, just dead.
let's pull up when it was on my feed, which was very
That's a little. I'm a little impressed of how like pristine. It's really kept its shape and
yeah. It's like the leaves are still just.
it's like ready for our herbarium sheet. Honestly,
Yeah. R.I.P. March 22,
That
2024.
is what you're doing. You're our herbarium queen, herbarium whore.
Honestly, if you made like a herbarium book or something, I think that's like your best luck of preservation for your plants.
So see, that's
This.
the picture you swipe on Tinder, and this is who shows up. There is a horror story for you guys.
That's what happens when you get catfish.
Yeah. And I, a person who has a hard time of letting go, I see a little bit of green right here, but
Oh,
yeah, it's not alive.
Are we?
No,
wait,
baby.
hold on. I'm like, wait, is this?
No,
are you trying to have a
she's
glimmer
gone.
of hope moment? Because this is not a
No.
glimmer of hope moment right now.
I pulled this Hoya Papua from the cemetery. So hopefully she won't come haunt me this spooky season.
yeah. Do you just want to leave that here and I'll.
Yeah.
Should we
some
just
else in
add
it?
to the pile
Let's just keep it right
and
here.
have like a?
But this is going to be like a good story because then you can
Yeah, I
put
have.
it in there, and
Do you see that Kari eye back there?
that's for me.
Remember, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that episode at some point where we gift.
Oh yeah,
I was a
need to
little too
do-
on the game that week.
He sniffed everything.
I propagated that for you,
Oh.
and now it's gonna be another plant.
Yeah, it's
Well,
probably
that's a
best just
feature.
staying here.
Just leave it here, but put a tag that says this is Jesse's.
And then you
Plant.
can just come take content for the week.
Yeah.
No. What you should do is the plants that you're growing for Jesse, you should start growing them in pink pots. And then just have a shelf of pink pots. And then Jesse will come by every week and get her
Yeah.
content and then
He's
leave.
like, I've got too many plants as it is. I'm not trying to have a Jesse show.
No.
But yeah, the horror story is if you don't water your Hoyas, they die. And this here
Really?
is a
Wow.
prime example.
No idea. I didn't know that's how they work. I didn't know. I did not know you had to water the plants for
I
them to
didn't
live.
either.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for that
Just-
educational.
It's fall vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just getting into the pumpkin spice season. Leave her be.
PSLs.
She's my Hoya pumpkin spice fall vibes.
Yikes.
Anyway, Lydia,
Wait, but hold on. I do have questions.
this is not what do you call it?
Q&A.
No, it's not an epiphany. It's a when you die biopsy. No,
Oh, autopsy.
Autopsy.
we got there.
epiphany, biopsy, autopsy.
ESL.
It's a ESL, guys. Forgive me, perdóname.
Did it happen quickly, or is it like one day you look and it was all that color, or was it a slow process?
Well, this Hoya was a victim of me being on vacation. And a good friend of mine had mentioned that they would stop by and water my Hoyas while I was gone. But they were unable to due to unforeseen circumstances that I have now foreseen. And therefore, the Hoya probably went 3 or 4 weeks without water in the middle of the summer.
Was I that friend?
I mean, I wasn't going to call you out, but...
Yeah, it was you.
And then by the time my mom was like, nobody stopped by to water your plants. I'm going to water them. She was like, this one's already dead. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. Just,
I probably had something going on.
yeah, it was when your dogs all got sick.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I said it was unforeseen circumstances that I have now foreseen.
We've foreseen them.
Yeah.
Rip. It's okay. I have that plant too. I'll give you. Or
I
you
know,
can
mine
just
needs
you can
to be
just come
cut.
and you can just
I'm
come
about
and
to say,
admire at my house.
This thing needs trimming.
Yeah.
just come
It
and
needs
admire
a
it.
good whacking.
Yeah. All right, Lid.
All right, I'm gonna go way back. I'm gonna go back to when I first
Sorry, I was getting in the time machine.
really started collecting Hoya. And, we've talked about before, we went to San Diego, we went to Annie's Garden Gems, and I had gotten a Hoya Carry Ice Splash. And this plant, it was growing really pretty. But this was before I used like the U trellises. I just used 2 bamboo stakes and put them on each side, and I intertwined like the plant into it because it still worked.
Oh, like wrapping.
Yeah. So
Oh,
that's
not a bad idea.
kind of what I did. And it was getting big, so I had its like own stand and everything. And at the time, I can't remember what it is I can't remember what was happening, but my ex was doing something and I was like, be careful, you're gonna knock my plant over. Well, guess what happened? The plant got knocked over and it went snapped in half.
Did you scream? Like, what was the reaction? What's a mad Lydia reaction for someone you hate?
Well, she had to serve 3 years in prison for
Oh, that's why she was gone.
the homicide.
Okay.
Stop. No, I was just like, okay,
Of course.
cool. Yeah, of course that happened. It was going to happen. Why did I should have just, yep, sure, whatever. But just literally, and it was growing so beautifully. And it had this like whole vine, and you could just see the leaves coming in one day and just snapped right in half. But anyway, I ended up making it into 2 plants. So it all, worked out all fine and dandy. I ended up giving Jessie one of those.
And the Hoya happy story is that it is still alive in my house.
Some miracle.
It's a single leaf, but it is still alive.
Dang.
She gave me a whole a long vine. It had 4
it
or 5
ended up
leaves
growing
on it.
like pretty
Yeah.
good size.
It's still alive.
I do remember that one. It was gorgeous splash too.
Yeah,
You could
and
sell that
then-
for $800.
Well, I don't have that plant anymore.
Oh.
I think I just got, I don't know, I think I just got
Over it?
tired of it at one point. And
I
so
still have that carry eye in the bedroom, and it's so bad.
I wanna
it's
see
sad. I know. I just got over it at some point or another. And then, so, in retrospect, it didn't even matter.
It does matter. It's the principle, right?
Yes, it's the principle. But anyway, yeah, like you just, and it's one of those plants, like the vine, once it snaps, it snaps. Like that's a thick vine. So
Yeah.
anyway, but at the end of the day, it was all, I don't have the plant anymore.
Don't have that person around
No,
anymore.
divorce.
Because
We're all
Earl had to
good.
die. Nah, 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 nah.
So by all means, all dead.
Everything's dead. Can I talk about a non-Hoya but still plant-related horror
Yes.
story?
We'll allow it.
Now, if anyone's been around since the early days of Not Dude,
The
early days,
aeroid.
that was
300 AD.
that was 2019.
Dang.
I was trying to take a photo by myself with some plants, which is always a difficult thing, but it was like a whole photo shoot I was trying to do. I don't know why I was doing it. Oh, it was like my Monstera. A friend of mine, an online friend, she gave me my logo in a wood cutting with acrylic glasses. It was really sweet. So I want to take a photo of it. Anyway, I had some Monsteras there. I was trying to take a photo with them. And I'm moving things around, take the photo, look at it, then run back, move things. Anyway, I was just in a haste kind of attitude. And I bent down to pick a plant up to move it, and it had the bamboo stake in it. And it went right
Oh, I remember this story.
into my eyeball. And it was a pain I have never felt in my life.
Did you think you lost your vision? I would have cried.
I
so
immediately was just covered my eye, and then it was watering like crazy, and then I brought my hand down and it was red, and I was just And I immediately called my mom. I was like, Mom, because my mom was an EMT. She was the person who drove up to the ambulance and went out whenever her pager went off, like small
That
town
is so
Nebraska.
cool.
But so she saw a lot of things. We also had a lot of books in the house of like,
Anatomy.
injuries and like how to take care of someone if they've stabbed a pencil in their eye. Like you have to put a cup around it to keep it stable and then transport them. I saw all this as a young child.
But then if you try to move your eye, then you're gonna feel the pencil.
I had that in my brain, and then you made it.
Okay, please
come
continue.
out.
Please no.
But
Okay, so what did Mom say?
thankfully it didn't go into my, it did go in my eyeball, but it kind of went in and then like kind of into the corner, like middle. And she was like, just, if it's bad tomorrow, go see an eye doctor.
No, I would have been like 911, come get me. I just stabbed my eyeball. Like,
Yeah.
no, I have bad vision. I would still not be giving up my vision.
Well, the next day I did go to the eye doctor just to make sure, because when I was younger, I had the kind of same situation happen. Eye stuff. I ran into like a tree branch. It poked me in the eye, but then it left a splinter in my eyelid. And so when I was blinking, I was basically just scratching my eye.
Like a freaking like recorder playing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't get an ulcer in your eye or something.
Yeah. I don't know. But I had to wear a patch. They had to dye my eye and then take out the little wood. Anyway, it was a thing. So I went to the eye doctor to make sure that didn't happen again, and it didn't. But my eye looked nasty. I have some photos, but I don't know if I should post them.
I want to
like,
see
it's
them.
like traumatic for some people.
Show me to me.
Let me see. Oh no! No! I can't look at it.
I don't.
It's not okay.
It's cheesy.
Yeah, it looks like cottage cheese.
I like that how you just screamed.
That was terrible.
Okay, Jesse literally went from that looks fine. Like you're being so dramatic.
Oh my goodness.
Bro.
No. That was the worst of it, or did it get worse?
No, that was the
what
worst
was
of
that? Little meat pieces?
Oh, it looks so
I want to
gross.
see. Show it to me.
No, show me.
It does really look like it lacerated my eye. Why did the eye doctor act like it was nothing wrong?
Oh!
That IOC is open.
Yeah, it is torn.
Anyway.
Can you see?
What
how
happened?
many
Did
fingers
those chunks
in
come
my whole
off?
thing?
Or they like,
Is it normal now? Open your eyes.
It is normal.
look this way?
Damn, that really recovered. The body is miraculous.
Hola. All of a sudden, the body is a miracle.
Yeah.
Okay, but those little chunks come out, or what?
I don't remember. But
No,
now that
I'm
looking
sure they
at-
had to heal. They can't come out.
Oh, but I think that little.
That's why I'm saying.
I think that little chunk is like part of the inner.
I feel like you have to
anyway.
post this.
Gross. That is gross. Also, looking back at that now, I don't know why I was so fine with it, because after it happened, I was like, everything's fine. But that is
No,
Well, but
everything
when
would
you
not
go
have
through-
been fine. I would have called the president of the. You need to like. Team SEAL 6 needs to work on this stat.
But that's like-
fixing my eyeball.
Well, that's like your brain's way of protecting you after
I
you go
guess
through a
so.
traumatic event.
My
So-
brain's way of protecting me is to overreact immediately. Immediately.
Okay, but same though.
Cue the scream.
But same.
Yes.
Okay, but same though.
Yeah, no. I would immediately put me in the car, take me to the hospital, intubate me, put me on life-saving oxygen.
Just take the eyeball out.
The eyeball.
Okay, but tell me why. One of my dogs was panting for a really long time, so I did a telehealth appointment, and she was like, I think he's fine. I think he's just panting.
I think he just lives in Arizona in 109-degree weather.
I wonder if the telehealth place was like, we got another one, guys. She
No.
figured out our plan.
Yeah. We got the same one whose turn is to speak to Crazy Lydia this week.
No.
Okay, but this is not an ad. Remind me to talk about it during Patreon, because
Okay.
I think it's a great service. So,
If you're crazy. Anyway,
Anyway,
what you can do is something I've seen done in other Facebook groups is you bury it in the comments. So you'll say, I'm going to post it here. And then you post like 3 pictures of Ty. And then as a reply to like the 3rd picture, you post the picture so that if somebody really wants to see it, they'll
They
see
have
it.
to go find
That's
it.
really
Yeah.
complicated.
That's a really good idea.
Oh.
Sorry, but it is for people who don't want to see.
Yeah,
stuff.
because then, some of our listeners might be like, I don't want to see it. That thing is so disgusting and gross, but I want to see it. So post it for those who want to see it.
But where though? I can't bury a
Facebook?
comment. Like,
We'll put
I
it in
guess
the
I can-
peduncle group.
Yeah,
we'll
we can
bury
post it
in
for
there.
Patreon.
yeah, but sorry, join our Patreon.
Or DM me the week you hear this, and I'll send
Oh,
you
that's
the.
true. You
I'll
could
send you the grody picture.
That's true. That's
Slide
much
it.
easier.
Slide into our DMs for some pics.
Okay, but when you get
Jesse, you're
500 requests for your nasty eyeball, you're gonna be like, Jesse, what have you done?
What if that's somebody's kink? Not shaming.
Nasty eyeballs.
Then maybe we should charge $1 for it.
It should be paid content.
So
Anyway,
DM us if you want to pay us $1 to see Adam's nasty eyeball. It's gunky, like horrible, horrific. I've never seen anything so terrible.
I've seen worse, so it's not that bad.
Eyeballs?
Because what if someone's looking for something like seriously bad and then they're not going to be impressed? You don't want
only
to
way
hype it up
that
too
eyeball
much.
could be worse if it was like flat and gooping.
but from her own words, folks, she overreacts. So
This
grain of
is
salt.
this is me.
Okay, well, I just have to say, one of my dogs just went through a very traumatic eye thing, and I saw her whole eye ruptured. So, in comparison, there's worse things.
Ooh, okay, stop eye stuff.
Anyway,
Next story.
I'm
next
gonna walk
story.
around like this, taking care of my eyeballs because I'm horrified.
No, Jesse's gonna show up with those science goggles, the lab goggles that
For
are like
real.
fully covered from chemicals and stuff.
No, but it is. I feel like it is a thing, and I think other people have probably done similar things, and maybe not to the eye, but like to a face or to the neck. Like if you're bending down and you don't see that bamboo stake, like
Oh, 100%. When I wasn't using the U trellises and I was just using the stakes, like I feel like there was probably a point where one of those could have literally just, what is that called? When it-
Impaled you?
Yeah. I literally almost got impaled. And I specifically remember it was from one of my obovadas. And I had put them, because, they're like big and tall. And I only have a half bath downstairs. And so I had to, like take it outside to like spray it down and stuff. And I bent over for something. And like it just went, and I like moved just in time that just scratched me all the way from like the middle of my stomach all the way to my back. But I feel like I could have been impaled.
dang, I think you need to learn how to move a different way.
But I mean, now
It feels
I don't
like you
have.
let it take more real estate than it would have if it just.
It did. I had this huge freaking scratch. Like I want to say it was like 8 inches or something.
She had a scar like my grandma's appendicitis. My grandma had her appendix surgery in the 1940s, and it literally went from her belly button to like the side of her stomach. So when my sister was going for appendix surgery, I was like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna have a huge gash on her." And then she came home, she like had like 3 dots in her in her
because
belly
now
button.
they do it by laparoscopy.
Yeah,
so.
and I was just like, "Oh," but Lydia over here has an appendicitis scar from the 1940s, but it's from Hoyas.
But I don't use steaks anymore because I find them to be very inefficient. So now
Yeah.
I don't use them. But also, they're dangerous. So
Very
Yeah.
classic.
Ouchies. That was a horror story. That needs to be the cover of our episode. That chunky
trigger
little
warning.
eye
Apple's
meat.
gonna boot us from freaking.
I don't like when you say eye meat.
It is eye meat hanging there. I'm
It's
traumatized.
gonna turn into like
Listen,
NSFW
You
content.
were the one that was like, I want to see the photo.
Well, the first one you showed me was like, you know what looked worse than that first photo? At me after the Salt River.
Oh, yeah, you
I
did look-
literally thought my eyeballs were gonna melt and my sleeve.
No, but then every time we found a new photo, she goes, show me. So
it's because it's scary, but I want to see it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like a, what do you call it?
A glutton for
Weirdo?
punishment?
Oh.
Yeah. A weirdo. Yeah, apparently. Yes, I'm a glutton for punishment.
Oh, no, I do that same thing because, like I said, my mom had those books. And so I would like look at them because
Yeah.
they talked about like how it's like triage books.
Yeah.
how to do a splint, all of these things.
Wow.
Which
What about you, Jesse?
also, oh, sorry.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, this is an inappropriate comment, not meant for main
No,
channel.
I want to see it. I want to hear it. I mean,
No, we are a clean rated podcast.
okay, but he could cut it. I want to hear it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. So, you brought more than one show and tell?
Yeah, she did. The back is filled.
Yeah, I went to the graveyard. And this was...
She's a story from.
This Hoya was a gift from a
Make sure you
local
point it
friend
to-
of mine.
Wait, can we guess what it is?
Yes.
Thomsonii.
No, it's
No.
a Lei.
She knew what it was. She didn't guess she knew. But yeah, it used to
I
be
mean, it also looks like a Lei.
a Hoya Lei for my good friend Darius, who believes in my powers of Hoya care. No matter all the evidence he sees a contraire. And this one actually lived a very long time in my humidity cabinet. But
I don't know if we could call it a humid. It was a cabinet.
it was a cabinet, but it's the one that I keep humid usually. But one
So
day,
occasionally,
The-
I
a
would
bit of grain
say.
in this leaf.
one day the
Oh,
machine
might as well
started
try
like
to save it.
it started going like, "Arr," and I was like, "That's annoying." Disconnect, and then I realized it was going like that because I hadn't filled it up with water. Like many months later,
You're like,
many
oh, yeah,
this later.
that's what that sound was.
So that's not a single incident. We had a double whammy.
Oh, no. It does look like a Thomsonii, too. right?
Yeah, it does.
Let me introduce Hoya Silver Golden
Flame.
Flame,
Oh.
which used to be Hoya Silver Dollar, but
Yours really didn't grow that much.
I wonder why.
yeah, I didn't. Look at this vine. It used to have more, but I trimmed it down. Anyway, yes, the humidity cabinet becoming non-humid brings us our two deceased guests today.
I think that you were just decorating for fall.
But see how cute this little pot is?
Yeah, Jesse's really trying to angle it so everybody can really see the pot.
It is a cute pot.
It is.
Despite the plant being so dead.
Yeah. But you guys, Adam, you were the one who got us the silver dollar, right? And I had been harping over it. I wanted one.
Mm-hmm.
I needed one, and then I killed one.
Actually,
Yeah.
that one did stay alive for a long time. That was
Right?
like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And this only died this year.
Yeah.
When that one did.
It didn't grow a lot, though, that time.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. It didn't grow.
Anyway,
I'm still kind of over it, but after reading about Mike Bernardino and Fraterna, Stemma, I was like,
Ignited your love for it a little
maybe
bit.
a little
again.
bit, but not enough to know.
Yeah, same.
well, you can make a cutting. You can make me a cutting of yours.
Was it on here or on Patreon that we had talked about that one time? The tragic accident happened on your plants, Adam. Do you remember? Did we talk about that here?
I think
Yeah,
so.
we have.
Oh, okay.
Where you sat on them? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to post. Jeez, we just been hitting lots of. I was actually going to post because it came across my time up. Did I text you guys? Because I saved it to text it. This is ADHD. But yeah, it showed up on my time hop, and I was like, oh my god.
We should post that for your Patreon.
The great Lydia Park behind incident.
It can be your eye. Look how tiny my tie was.
I know.
Her legs look
It
broken.
can be
Yeah.
your eye, and then this photo, and then
A picture of the girls.
yeah, it's a picture of the girls, the wonderful, vibrant fall girlies.
With their flower crowns, dried flower crowns.
Yep.
It's looking great.
When I saw that bag over there when I was trying to set things up, I was like, did she buy dried flowers? I literally thought that.
And actually though, this one actually bloomed before it died. Like a few months ago, it had bloomed. Remember? Because
Yeah.
I think yours hadn't bloomed. No, that was my blessing.
No, your Lei bloomed
yeah.
too.
I feel
But
like
also my blessing.
Adam was like, "Are we doing a dried flower craft today?"
Yeah.
Which also my blessing. R.I.P. Goodbye. You served us well.
It's already dead.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Yeah,
That was
it
pretty quick.
also went this summer. You know, a lot of things went.
At this point, our listeners are like, does she have plans anymore?
No, I have a good chunk left now that I cleared out all the
Yeah.
summer incidentals.
Incidentals.
And I do have a bit because I have been on a Hoya band this year.
Yeah.
So I did have a bit of Hoyas.
I hope everybody is enjoying a wonderful spoopy season.
Yes. Happy fall. And if you have a Hoya horror story, we will want to hear it.
Share the bad, the ugly, the not so fun, the spooky, because the reality is that is all the realities of Planned Parenthood.
Yeah.
So
The Hoya journey is not a smooth paved road.
there's always things going on. So
hit us up on Instagram at let's.talkhoya. And also you can follow us all individually. My Instagram is at notdude.
I'm at thegreenplant.az.
And I'm at Perritos y Plants. Adios.
Annyeong!
Bye.